Welcome to Over the Top with Jocie's Cosmetology School. E-learning from Summit Salon, Lessons 8, 9, and 10. Teaching our guests how to recreate their look at home is an important part of the finishing process. Not only does it give us an opportunity to continue creating an extraordinary experience, but guests leave with a lasting positive impression of you and the services you offer. When our guests feel great about their look, this leads to higher retail sales and more rebooks and referral business. This is why becoming highly skilled at top 20 finishing is so important. Why aren't you always heard? When you use big words? It's got mucopolysaccharides and polymeric polypeptides that penetrate the cortex, transporting precious moisture into the mucus poly. What? I just wanted to stay fluffy. Our guests are much more interested in how to use our products to look more beautiful than they are in all the ingredients. How we present a product is key to top 20 finishing. Finishing is the fourth step of the power wheel. It's about teaching our guests what we do, what we use to make their hair look great. It's also an important part in building our referral business. The more guests like their look, the more likely they are to buy the products we use to help them create that look, and the more likely they are to send us referrals. Our back wheel finishing skills are the foundation for our ability to teach our guests how to style their hair at home. Top 20s continually take action on perfecting their finishing skills. If we can't do it, we can't teach it. To the degree that we can finish hair beautifully, we can teach our guests to do the same. Top 20s are keenly aware of the power their finishing skills have on their guests. Finishing is part of the appointment, where guests are either excited or disappointed. They watch the look come together and have either positive or negative reactions. Having incredible finishing skills has a profound impact on the guest's experience of the entire appointment. We must never underestimate the power of our finishing skills. Every time our guests look in the mirror at home and realize they have achieved the look from the salon all on their own, every time their friends and acquaintances compliment their new look, every time someone asks them where they got their hair done, our guests think of us and the fantastic experience they had in our chair. When they're thinking of us, they talk about us to friends, family, and coworkers. That results in a truckload of referrals, the top 20 stylist personal goldmine. Be aware of new fashion trends. Learning the newest techniques needed to create new looks. Attend and participate in salon meetings to discuss new ideas. Attend hands-on advanced finishing workshops. Study fashion magazines for ideas and inspiration. Practice the techniques until they become second nature. Stay informed about new styling products and how they're used. Test styling products on yourself and friends and coworkers. Brainstorm with coworkers on different styling products and how they can be used. Which keys would help you improve your styling skills? How can you stay current on looks and trends? The finishing step of the power wheel gives us a great opportunity to have a professional conversation with our guests that centers on teaching them how to use those styling products to support their look. Our guests are willing to sit in our chair forever and allow us to teach them how to look more beautiful. Top 20s capitalize on this opportunity and as a result, sell more retail and make more money than bottom 80s. Listen for guest messages throughout the entire service. They are hoping that what we're doing is going to make them look great. As we finish their hair and the look begins to come alive, we must become aware of the shift in our guests' energy. I wish I could make it look this good. I really like this. You make it look so much better than I do. I'm never going to be able to make it look this good. Sometimes they don't say anything. The smile on their faces and the oohs and ahs tell us that they like what we've done. We give them an extraordinary guest experience. They see the results of our work and become interested in what we are doing to make their hair look good. These are all great indicators that our guests are ready for us to show them what to do and what to use to make their look work. A great way to begin this part of finishing is by getting our guests permission to talk to them about our styling techniques, styling tools, and products. Getting guests permission before we begin the process arouses their curiosity, piques their interest, and gives our guests a feeling of being involved rather than sold. It's important to me that you're able to make your look work for you at home. Would you like me to teach you a few styling tips that I use to make your look work for me? Once we get permission, we need to make sure that we teach guests how to finish their hair in a way that is fun and easy. When we get the guests permission to begin teaching them how to recreate their look at home, it opens the door for us to start talking about styling products. In the consulting step of the Power Wheel, we asked our guests great questions and got them talking about what they want and don't have, and what they have and don't want. Perhaps you learned their hair is too curly and unmanageable. In the finishing process, the information becomes extremely valuable because it helps us to determine the tips we need to teach our guests. Tips stand for to ensure proper styling. It's what guests need to do and use to get the beautiful, straight, manageable hair they want at home. Guests will sit in our chairs forever to learn tips on how to style their hair. Styling techniques are what our guests need to know and do in order to recreate their look. Top 20 stylists have a multitude of styling techniques in their bag of tips. Examples: blow drying, brushing and combing, flat ironing, curling, sectioning, using hair clips and pins. What to use. Styling products are what guests need to use in order to achieve the look they want. Top 20s are well trained on high-performance styling products. Examples: hairsprays, lotions, serums, non-aerosol sprays, pastes, waxes and clays, mousses, gels, and pomades. To experience maximum impact with the tip strategy, the two parts must never be separated: what to do and what to use. Teaching guest styling techniques is useless if we fail to teach our guests about the high-performance styling products that support those techniques. Never give a what to do without a what to use. This was great. No one ever showed me how to work with my hair like this before. Our guest perception is that they are being helped rather than being sold. Becoming highly skilled in tips promises to cause sudden and dramatic increases in our financial success. Top 20s use their extraverbal skills to communicate authentic enthusiasm when talking about styling products. Their guests pick up on that same energy and become interested in the products. I absolutely love this styling spray. If I go one day without using it, my hair goes into severe withdrawal. In fact, there's only one bad thing about using this stuff. Once you're on it, your hair becomes addicted. When you run out of it, you're going to panic. And that's why a lot of my guests buy more than one. A big part of effective guest communication is a transfer of feeling. When we use tips that contain powerful words to describe what to do and what to use, we are attempting to transfer the excitement and enthusiasm we feel about the product to our guest. That enthusiasm and excitement generates a feeling in our guests that motivate them to buy products we recommend. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 hate attending product knowledge training and see it as painfully boring, pointless, and an absolute waste of time. During PKT, or product knowledge training, they sleep with their eyes open, judge the trainer as an anal retentive nerd who goes on and on about the science of mucopolysaccharides, which sounds like radioactive boogers. They then distract themselves by texting, talking, and watching a bee fly around the room, wondering who it's going to land on. Top 20s know that product knowledge training is so much more than learning about what's in the product. It's also about how the product works, who to use the product on, ways to mix, match, blend, and layer products, wonderful descriptive words for talking about the product, using the product to create new looks, being able to give guests multiple options for their hair, and boosting your confidence and exploding your ability to make more money behind the chair in less time. In the servicing lesson, we talk about features and benefits of home hair care. In finishing, we can use the same idea to look at styling products. Features are what the styling product is and what's in the product. Benefits are what the styling product will do for your guest. So a feature might be curl enhancing gel with avocado oil. The benefit, it's a lightweight gel that boosts fine curly hair with healthy bounce. So your script for this product might say, all of my guests who have fine hair want to wear it wavy or with some curl love this. It gives curl support without weighing down the hair. Mix, match, layer, and blend. It takes more than one styling product to create amazing styles on our guests. Mixing, matching, layering, and blending high-performing styling products are what top 20s are highly skilled at. They are masters at increasing their styling options by blending or layering products to create customized effects. Use a shiner enhancer after creating volume. Smooth flyaways while heat styling. Finish with a hairspray to keep the style looking great. By blending and layering products, we can adjust our control level up or down. We can mix a few products in our hands or layer one over another on the hair to achieve different effects. This technique can create a customized mix for every style on every guest. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 either forget to ask guests to buy the styling product they're using, or they wait until the guests are walking out the door before they ask. Top 20s know the best time to ask the guest if they want to purchase retail is during the last few minutes of the finishing process. The look is 80 to 90% done, and our guests are tuned in to our conversation because we've been showing them what to do and teaching them what to use. They can see the results and know the importance of the tools we use and the products we apply. Your guests will never be more ready to get started on these products than they are at that precise moment. Once again, the easiest and safest way to ask guests if they would like to purchase the styling product we're using is with the SANS approach. Smile, ask, nod, and shut up. Bottom 80 retail ruiners. Would you like to take some of this home with you today or no? Did you want to get started on some of this today, or do you want to think about it? Should I get some for you to take home with you, or do you want to use up what you have at home first? More sales are lost from forgetting to ask our guests to buy than any other part of the process. Many of us do a good job at getting guests interested in our products by teaching them how to take care of their hair at home, only to lose the sale by forgetting to ask them to buy. All too often, we're in a hurry to finish up and move on to the next appointment. We forget or neglect to ask for the order. When asked what happened, the response is usually, "Oh, I forgot. Oh, well." Our forgetfulness causes two people to lose out. Our guests lose an opportunity to experience what products can do to enhance their look, and we lose out on the potential for more take-home pay. We must remember to continue working the power wheel process all the way to the end of the appointment, and don't forget to ask. Some of our guests could use more than one of our products and will buy more if only we're willing to ask a simple question. Is one enough? Well, let me think. Give me another one for the downstairs shower and a small one for my travel bag. And my sister's birthday's coming up. Give me one for her. I better have one for the cabin. Oh, what the heck? Why don't you give me a whole case? Now, while that example is more the exception than the rule, the point is our guests can and will come up with reasons to buy more than one of our products. All we have to do is ask, is one enough? As we build the link between creating the look our guests want and the styling products they will need to achieve that look, most guests will respond favorably to what we are suggesting. We should expect that some guests will not be interested, or at least not now. Don't get discouraged by this, and remember that we're planting seeds and those seeds will germinate. Here are some common guest reactions and suggestions on how to gracefully respond. Styling products are pretty much all the same, right? Some guests are just plain old skeptical. Don't push or sell. Instead, offer proof by sharing personal examples of guests who have had success with the product. Our purpose is to help our guests see the value of what we're offering. Some guests need more information when they are making decisions about spending money. Their skepticism does not mean they're not interested. It only means they need more knowledge. I'm so busy using the styling products that I know are going to work for me every day that I don't give much attention to the other stuff that's out there. But here's what I do know. I can't afford to be anything less than right on when it comes to finishing hair. I need to use styling products that I can rely on all the time. That's why I use what I use. Are you trying to sell me, or do you get commission when you sell these products? Simply turn your guests towards you, apologize, and then clarify your intention. As soon as guests know that our purpose is to help them, they will trust us. If they think we're trying to sell them at their loss and our gain, they will shut down in the process. I apologize if I've offended you. My intention is to educate you on how to take care of your hair at home and recreate the look I've achieved today. I like what I'm using, or I'll use up what I have. Never criticize your guests. When we are critical of our guests' product choices, their anxiety goes up and their trust for us drops. Guests need proof that what you're saying is true. Plant a seed, and when they're working with their hair, they will remember your information. Great! You'll know in a couple of days if what you're using now is going to make your look work for you. How much is this going to cost me? Some guests are price conscious. Do not assume that means no. It means they need help feeling comfortable about spending money. Make it affordable by breaking down the price to a few cents a day. Doing this eliminates their guilt about spending money. Guests who can afford our services can also afford the products they need to make their look work. I appreciate your concern about the cost. What's great about this product is it works so well, you only use a little bit and it ends up costing you just a few cents a day. I can buy it cheaper down the street. Some guests are misinformed about buying our products for less money in other stores. Once guests understand the direct benefit to them in getting products from our salon, they're more likely to spend their money with us. Our purpose here is to give them a great reason to buy products from us. My hope is that you would buy it from me. Most of the proceeds from product sales fund our education. A couple times a year, I code to advanced training to learn the latest trends, so that when I return, I'll have new ideas to offer you. Top 20s are well-trained, keenly aware, and highly skilled in all aspects of the fourth step of the power wheel, finishing. Top 20 finishing is made up of the following elements. Listen for guest messages. Get permission to teach. Teach guest tips. Stop selling what it is and start saying what it is. Enthusiastically use powerful words such as volume, ultralight, long-lasting control, straightens, strengthens. Give testimonials. Create a collection of retail wardrobes. Make it affordable. Guarantee it. And sans. Steps for selling products. Get the guest permission. Would you like me to teach you what I do to style your hair? Give the guest tips. After working the gel into your hair, use a round brush and begin blow drying your hair like this. Ask for the sale. Smile as you ask the question. Ask the question, would you like to get started on the styling products I use today? Nod your head gently as you ask the question. Shut up. Don't say anything more. Let the guest talk. Respond to no. No problem. Let me just write down what I used today so that if you change your mind, I'll be able to recall what we used. The final part of the finishing step of the Power Wheel involves asking our guests for referrals. Top 20s are keenly aware of the importance that referrals play in building a great clientele and increasing our take-home pay. Not only are referrals new faces with new hair challenges that keep us on our toes, they also bring new energy to the salon. Referral guests are new guests who request us personally. They are people who were referred to us by our repeat guests. One of the great things about referral guests is that we already have a degree of credibility with them because one of our current guests has been talking to them about us and our work in a positive way. They already like, trust, and respect us. Referral guests are new guests who play a major role in attaining our goal to earn greater income. Because we've got credibility with them before we even begin, it's much easier to get them involved with services and retail and rebook appointments. When referral guests sit in our chair, it's because they want to be served by us. They weren't drawn in by an advertising campaign or wander into the salon because of the location. They're not in our chair because it was our turn to get a walk-in or because we happened to be on the receptionist's good side that day. Referral guests made a conscious decision to seek us out, regardless of any other factor that might help them typically choose a salon. Becoming highly skilled at getting referrals gives us a great deal of freedom. When we know how to create a steady stream of referral guests, we're no longer dependent on the salon's advertising budget, or luck of the draw with walk-ins, or the goodwill of the receptionist. When we know how to create a steady stream of referral guests, we're in control of our future. One of the most exciting parts of referral building is that it quickly takes on a life of its own, because self-sustaining means referrals, send referrals, send referrals, send referrals. One of the greatest sources of referrals are new guests who have recently been referred to us. They're still new. The energy level is high, the relationship fresh, and guests are still excited about my new stylist. This is the time when those guests are most likely to send in more friends, so make it a point to capitalize on that opportunity. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 believe asking for referrals is begging. They remain dependent on walk-ins and end up stuck in a rut of not enough guests and not enough money, and then complain about not being busy. I'm not busy because the receptionist gives all the new guests to other stylists. We're just in a bad location. We're in a recession. I'm not getting my fair share of walk-ins. It's not that busy season yet. There are too many people working here, so there aren't enough walk-ins to go around. While all of our guests are potential referral senders, we are always looking for guests who are interested in more of our services and products. Therefore, when considering which guests to ask to send in referrals, focus on higher ticket guests who spend more money with you. We'll be learning more about those in the next lesson. Oftentimes, we can be our own best referral sender by having cards and offers with us at all times to hand out to people we meet. It doesn't take much to get a conversation going about what we do for a living. When people find out we are hairdressers, they become interested in what we might do to their hair. It's a perfect lead-in to talking about what we do or making a small suggestion or comment about their hair. A graceful way of getting the referral conversation started is by expressing authentic gratitude to the guest. I want to let you know how much I enjoy doing your hair. You're always open to new ideas, and that makes working with you fun. Another way of getting the conversation going is by bringing up events or activities you may have discussed socially. Have fun at Girls' Night Out. By the way, are there any of your friends who would be interested in coming to me to get their hair done? Create an ongoing referral program that includes the following parts. A referral card. A thank you reward for the referral sender. Create a sign for your station encouraging guests to send in referrals. Ask me about receiving complimentary services. Become your own best referral sender. Always have business and or referral cards ready to hand out. Be sure stylists are always looking their best in public. Have the readiness and willingness to confidently tell others who we are, what we do, and how we can help them find a great look. Responding to a referral sender. When a referral guest comes in, either call, text, email, or send a card to the referral sender as a heartfelt thank you. Always restock a referral sender. The following are examples of how we flub opportunities for greater income when we fall into bottom 80 finishing. It's good enough. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 have an attitude of it's good enough when finishing hair. They take the importance of having great finishing skills for granted and end up with guests who are not wowed by their look. No time, I'm running behind. Stylists who justify rushing through the styling process because they do not want to run behind or go home late end up with dissatisfied guests who leave without styling products and never return. If I try to show this guest how to do this at home, I'll end up working way past quitting time. Legend in my own mind. A guest tells you, "You're so good. I wish I could make it look like this." Instead of taking the opportunity to teach, you simply bask in the glow of being you and totally miss a golden opportunity. I'm not going to beg. Stylists who see asking for referrals as a weakness instead of an opportunity to build their business. Top secret. Stylists who keep their styling techniques a secret and don't teach their guests what they do because they don't want their guests to know. Frozen in time. Only doing the finishing techniques they're most comfortable with time and time and time again. Chronic amnesia. Stylists who create beautiful looks on their guests but forget to show their guests how to achieve that same look at home suffer from chronic amnesia. They frequently forget to ask their guests if they want to buy retail products and or forget to ask for referrals. Identify which bottom 80 finishing flubs you can relate to most. How do these flubs hold you back from enjoying greater income? Steps for referral building. Number 1, have your referral cards ready. Number 2, express gratitude. Thank you. I'm glad you like your hair. I enjoy working with you because you're always open to new ideas. I never get tired of doing your hair. Step 3, ask for referrals. If you know of anyone else who would enjoy my work as much as you do, please tell them about me. I promise that I'll take good care of them for you. And finally, step 4, present the referral card. Here are a couple of referral cards for whoever you'd like to send in. I've put your name on them because when they come in, there's an offer for them as well as a gift to you for helping me. Finishing is the 4th step of the power wheel, and it's all about teaching our guests what to do and what we use to create their look. The great feelings our guests get when we take the time to teach them how to create beautiful looks on themselves is a surefire way to much higher retail sales, greater referral business, and dramatic jumps in take-home pay. Building a strong clientele demands we place high importance on our styling skills by making and keeping the commitment to become highly skilled at top 20 finishing. Time for action. Describe a styling technique a guest would need to do and the styling products they would need to use in order to achieve the look. Tips are made up of 2 parts, the what to do styling technique and the what to use styling products. Describe 2 styling treatments, 2 styling products, and 1 finishing product. Use product guides to understand the features and benefits of the products you listed. Write down how you will present the benefit of 2 styling treatments and 2 styling products. Styling product script builders. What are your favorite styling products and why are they your favorite? Choose one styling product you're not familiar with and list the benefits of that product. What gets in your way of asking guests to purchase retail? What could you do to help you remember to ask? Create your own finishing products presentation. Write your own script. Get the guest permission. Make eye contact and smile. What is your getting permission script? Give tips. What to do and what to use. What is your give tips script? Ask for the sale. Choose the styling product that are right for the guest look. What is the script for asking guests to purchase these styling products? Create your referral presentation. Write your own script. Step 1. Have the referral cards or business cards ready. Step 2. Express gratitude. Make eye contact and smile. What is your expressing gratitude script? Step 3. Ask for the referrals. What is your script for asking guests for referrals? And finally, step 4, present the referral card. Make sure you're ready to explain what's in it for them and their friends. What is your script for presenting your card? Lesson 9, Evolving. The evolving step can make a huge difference in how we can use our downtime productively. Engaging in the right downtime activities today will contribute to 80% of our success in the future. Using our downtime intelligently is our greatest opportunity to grow our income and clientele quickly. Have you ever heard, it's not our fault we're so slow, it's the owner's job to get us the dough? We have to take responsibility for keeping our books full by continually offering new services and products to our clients. This process is Top 20 Evolving. It's the 5th step of the Power Wheel and is best defined as igniting explosions in take-home pay through a much faster way of growing our service, retail, repeat, and referral business, what we call the Big Four. There are really two ways to grow our income: naturally and supernaturally. Natural growth happens slow in small amounts over long periods of time. It's about waiting for the economy to get better, for the salon to do more advertising, or waiting for the busy season to kick in. Natural growth is the way stylists stuck in bottom 80 tend to operate. Supernatural growth happens quickly and in large amounts over short periods. It happens only when we take the initiative to grow the Big Four and create our own busy season. Top 20s enjoy the financial rewards of supernatural growth because they engage in the essential activities of Top 20 evolving. The length of time it takes us to grow our income will depend on how fast we become highly skilled at the activities of Top 20 evolving. Whether it's computerized or manual, the appointment book has always been the go-to place in the salon. It's where we go to see how many guests are scheduled to come in, who they are, new, repeat, or referral, what services they're scheduled for, how many openings we have, how busy or slow we are going to be, and how much money is on our book. Many times what we don't see on the appointment book has a profound effect on us emotionally and determines our mood for the day. We're either excited about the way our day is looking or annoyed, depressed, or bummed out about the lack of guests, services, and money. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 even stare at the book hoping more guests will magically appear or go to the front desk people to beg, badger, or bribe them for more guests. Top 20s have a different way of looking at the appointment book because they know it's not what's on the appointment book that determines their income. It's what they do with what's on the book that makes the difference. It's the way we see those openings that makes all the difference. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 see openings as gaps. The danger of seeing openings as gaps is that we fill that time with self-defeating activities that destroy our opportunities to make more money. Self-defeating activities include shopping, eating, texting, going home early, coming in late, or hiding out in the back room with nothing to do except get depressed and complain about how slow it is. Top 20 see those same openings as opportunities, which inspire actions that grow their income. Evolving our business begins with assessing our clientele. Up until now, gathering information on our guests means filling out a guest information card to determine the guest's name, address, hair type, service and product history, etc. It's important to have this information in order to better serve our guests. Clientele assessment is a new approach that goes beyond the traditional practice of gathering guest information. It's based on ideas that while all guests are created equal as human beings and deserve to be treated with kindness and respect, not all of our guests are financially equal. The fact is, some of our guests take us up on our service and retail offerings and therefore spend a lot more money with us, while other guests only want one service at a good price. Clientele assessment is all about examining and determining the total amount of service dollars we take per week, the total number of guests we're serving per week, the average service dollar per guest, highest ticket and lowest ticket, how much money each guest spends per visit, and where each guest falls on the lower ticket to higher ticket continuum. The best way to assess our clientele, as well as the financial value of each guest we serve, is by first calculating what our average service ticket is, and then comparing it against what each guest is spending with us. This exercise provides an easy way to determine your average ticket sales. You take your total service dollars per week, divide it by the total number of guests per week, and get the total service dollars. for an average service ticket. Why is knowing our average service ticket important? It empowers us to grow our annual income one guest at a time. For example, if we were working 5 days a week, serving 4 guests a day, a $2 increase in our average service ticket could mean as much as $1,200 increase in annual take-home pay. A $10 increase in our average ticket could mean as much as $6,000 increase in annual take-home pay. Identifying high-ticket guests enables us to stop taking them for granted and reward them for rebooking, offer them retail, and ask them for referrals. Knowing our average service ticket empowers us to take actions that will raise our average ticket service by planning to offer services that will turn our lower ticket guests into higher ticket guests. Guest planning is one of the most important skills to develop for top 20 supernatural growth. It's based on the proactive idea that any sudden and dramatic jumps in personal income are never determined by how many guests or openings are on our books, but rather what we plan to do with them. It's all about creating that plan of action. It moves lower tickets to higher tickets, organizes our day in a way that empowers us to make more money and be more focused on each guest we serve. It uses downtime to look ahead and plan offerings for appointments that are already on the books, and empowers us to rapidly build a top 20 high-ticket clientele. So the best way to have big money days is by planning for them. We do that by writing down specific offerings we intend to present to our guests. Actions for high-ticket guests: give more of our attention. Reward with perks and privileges. Ask them for referrals. Give special consideration for rebooking. Reconsult more often. Offer new looks and explain new products. Actions for low-ticket guests. Look at how many are friends or are getting a discounted price. Charge correctly for services that have been given away. Encourage purchases of more services. And begin offering mini services. One of the most important tools that top 20s use for guest planning is the guest planner sheet. These sheets resemble the pages of an appointment book. The difference is that these sheets will allow you to plan as well as track your daily performance. As you can see, it contains the date, the average service ticket, the appointments, before planning services, your offering plan, the offerings in total, the total with the plan, your goals for total retail, and blank boxes. Tracking activities include actual totals, rebooking, actual service, actual retail dollars, the day track bar, guest count, service count, and blank boxes. The following is an example of how you can plan your day to raise your pay. The moment we choose to see openings on the appointment book as windows of opportunity and use that time for guest planning, we unleash the power to turn every day into a better one. It's important to understand that from a $225 plan, we were empowered to turn a $90 day into a $165 day. Just because we plan $225 does not mean that we fail if we don't achieve that $225. Chances are excellent that without a $225 plan, we would have stayed stuck in a $90 day. So once again, it's not what's on the appointment book that determines our success, but what we plan to do with what's on the book that makes a difference. The day begins as a $90 day with 3 $30 haircuts and 4 windows of opportunity. The plan is to to turn a $90 day into a $225 day by offering 2 $45 colors and 3 $15 treatments. On the actual day, 2 guests took us up on our offer, so our original $90 day became a $165 day. One of the realities of the salon is that windows in the appointment book often occur in less than perfect sizes. Ideally, windows would always occur in 1-hour chunks that would easily accommodate a color service. Unfortunately, that's not the way they come. So rather than suffer from a lost opportunity, Top 20s create mini, intro, or express versions of those services that will easily fit into 15 to 20-minute openings. Services could be a color splash or a few foils that highlight or lowlight. Filling just 1 or 2 15-minute windows with mini services each day can greatly affect your income. At other times, we may not have any guests, or the one we do have is a kid's haircut. Instead of being upset or depressed, we can plan for something else. If I've got 1 kid's haircut for the day, my plan is to talk to the mom about her look and possible services that would support that look, like color or a particular way of cutting and then styling. If I've got 2 guests who get the same thing, my plan might be to introduce a new product for a different look when styling. If I've got no guests, my plan might be to go into the card file and see if there are guests who have not been in for a while, make some calls or send out a text or email. If I've got a man's cut, my plan might be to offer color service and scalp treatments. If I've got 2 repeat blow-dry finishes, my plan is to offer custom blend treatment and brow shaping. When we spend too much time resting in the back room, we fall prey to a condition called rest fatigue. Rest is supposed to be something we do long enough to gather strength for the next activity. But when rest becomes a lifestyle, we get rest fatigue. As rest fatigue takes over, we go from boredom to depression to frustration to anger, and finally we become psychotic. Just when we've lost the last morsel of energy we have, the receptionist interrupts to tell us that there is a new guest for us. But the last thing we want to do when we have rest fatigue is work on a guest. It takes everything we've got just to drag ourselves out to greet the guest. Never mind being nice or social to them, but sure enough, the guest wants to talk to us. She might say something innocent like, "I've always thought it would be really great to be a hairstylist. It seems like it would be a lot of fun." But with rest fatigue, all we can think about is, "Lady, just shut up and sit still. Let me hack you up and get you out of here so I can get back to resting." When we waste our downtime sitting around doing nothing, we're not only robbing the guests of a great experience, but we're sabotaging our financial future. Top 20 spend the majority of their downtime on activities that will make a major difference in their income. They might understand that 1 hour of well-planned, productive downtime will prevent 8 hours of downtime and produce 8 hours of money tomorrow. The daily practice of guest planning has now become one of the most powerful practices for breaking out of rest fatigue and igniting supernatural growth. The bottom line is there are only 2 ways to play the day: gloom and doom or boom and zoom. Gloom and doom says, "What I see is what I get. I only have 3 lousy haircuts on my book and none of them want color." Boom and zoom says, "It's not what's on my book that drives my income, it's what I do with it." Explosions in take-home pay are determined by how we play the day. Make the day boom and watch the pay zoom. Tracking is different from planning. Whereas planning involves looking into the future and identifying those windows of opportunity for greater income by making Big 4 offerings to our guests, tracking involves measuring the end results of our plan. Educators and managers are forever telling us to track our performance. But for most of us, tracking is a painful experience that we avoid like the plague. Because most of the time, looking at tracking feels like we're getting a bad report card. Top 20s know that the gains received from tracking are well worth the pains that come with it. Top 20s have learned that one of the fastest ways to jump to a higher level of financial success is by tracking their performance. The better we get at keeping score, the more successful we become. Tracking is crucial to our success because it measures our performance. It keeps us focused on our business, and what we focus on increases. It motivates us to improve, and what we measure gets improved. It directs our energy to the right place, and what we give our energy to grows. It helps us identify what actions to correct, and what gets corrected gets easier. It makes us aware of how to achieve faster, and what we're aware of we can control. Common examples of how we end opportunities for greater income, we fall into bottom 80 evolving. Texting tweeter. Entertaining ourselves by texting others who entertain themselves by texting us, all the while running up phone bills and running down our income. Shopaholic. Mark out time hunting for bargains and charging up debt by spending a bunch of money we don't have on crap we don't need to impress people we don't like. The guest mover. Inconveniencing, annoying, and losing guests by calling them frequently to move their appointments so it's more convenient for us to take time off. Eater, reader, sleeper. Making sure we're well stocked with our favorite snacks, novels, and magazines for maximum comfort and relaxation in the backroom prison of minimum wage. The marker outer. Scanning tomorrow's appointment book for opportunities to mark out in order to sleep in, come in late, leave early, and stay broke. The errand runner. Dashing off to who knows where to pick up, drop off, check on, look at, drive through, and care for the day-to-day stuff that makes us no money. Drama Rama. Getting ourselves and others all worked up and creating chaos by telling emotionally charged stories filled with drama and detail to anyone we can find to listen to our exaggerated tales. Which evolving enders can you relate to most? How are those evolving enders holding you back from evolving your guest relationships and enjoying greater income? Downtime activities for top 20s. Stop coming in late, taking long lunches, and going home early. It only takes one phone call, one walk-in, or one overbooked coworker for you to suddenly have a 1-hour appointment. Take advantage of those opportunities. See openings in your appointment book as opportunities to sell or service. Many services can be designed as intro or mini services. Investing a few minutes on these services today could result in a lifelong caller guest tomorrow. Clean and prepare your station for the next guest and the next set of opportunities. One of the most overlooked and underrated marketing tools is a clean station. Always remember that the clutter and disarray, the smells and the hair everywhere, things we take for granted, are unsettling to guests. Portfolio lookbook. Create a portfolio lookbook with descriptions of services, what tools and techniques are required to maintain the looks, and photos of the finished look. It serves as a great marketing tool. Build, clean, and manage your card file. We must have a system for tracking guest visits by the date. This way we can tell which guests have or have not returned and if we need to send them reminder cards or call them. Activation strategy. Pull cards of guests who haven't been in to see us lately and create a promotional offer to bring them back into the salon. It helps you recover during slow times. Thank yous and reminders. Make it a regular practice to send thank you cards, texts, or emails to all first-time guests. Expressing gratitude is a great way of building a strong repeat clientele. Send referral thank you cards. On a regular basis, send thank you cards to all guests who send in referrals. Include some type of reward. This could be a discount or a free gift on the next visit to the salon. Study other stylists. Find coworkers who have skills that you would like to acquire and watch them work. Listen to how they communicate with their guests, watch their techniques, and most of all, learn from their mistakes. Clientele assessment tracking. Use your downtime to fill in guest planners for the coming days. Some of the information gathered on these sheets will help you with assessing your clientele. Top 20s. See evolving not as the end, but the beginning of a never-ending process that empowers us to serve guests extraordinarily. Top 20s grow supernaturally because they engage in the activity of evolving. The length of time it takes us to grow our income will depend on how fast we become highly skilled at Top 20 Evolving. Coming full circle. Time for action. What are the downsides of relying only on natural growth to build your business? How would your life be different if you were to experience supernatural growth in your business? Use the top 20 star power frame to see your openings as opportunities. How do you feel? What would you do? What would you get? Now repeat the exercise for the bottom 80 BS frame. What can you discover about your clientele through calculating your average service ticket? What does this make you realize about your low ticket guests? What services could you offer your low ticket guests to increase your average ticket? If you sold 2 additional $25 mini services every day you worked, how much would that be a week, a month, and then a year? Scripts for your day planner. Create a script for your service. Create a script for offering a retail. Create a script for your rebooks. And create a script for asking for referrals. The best yet day guest planner. What do I need to do to experience more best yet days? Use this as an example to recreate the best day in service you've had. Go back to that day on the appointment book and use the following questions to help recreate that day. Who were the guests? What services did they get? And what retail was purchased? That way you know what you need to do to create more of those days. Using the examples under I've got, decide what your plan would be for one kid's haircut for the day. Two guests who get the same thing. For no guests. For a man's cut. For 2 repeat blow dry finishes. For one new guest for a haircut. For no openings, back-to-back guests. Lesson 10, the learning curve. For many of us, learning something for the first time can be an overwhelming experience that fills us with self-doubt, causing us to become discouraged and consider giving up. The learning curve provides us with a valuable explanation of how we learn to become skillful at something. Having this understanding empowers us with the strength to endure and gives us the hope and courage to keep on trying. One of the most common BS attitudes we need to get rid of in order to reach top 20 is our jealousy and anger toward people who always look like they are able to catch on to things faster and easier than we can. While it's a struggle for us to get our guests to buy a little bit of retail, it looks like the top 20s are able to hit their retail goals without even trying. They get a new idea and seem to have instant success, while we work our butts off, trying as hard as we can and still are not able to make it work. They seem to have all the luck, while the only luck we have is bad. The fact of the matter is there's no such thing as a new skill that anyone masters right off the bat. No matter how good any idea is, we will never be successful with it unless we're willing to take it completely through the learning curve. The learning curve is a simple principle that provides an important explanation and understanding of what we must be willing to go through in order to become successful with every good idea we try. There are 3 stages that make up the learning curve: the idea stage, the BS stage, and the success stage. It's important to understand the experience at each stage, the obstacles we will face, and what we must do to break through and become skillful at it. The first stage of the learning curve is called the idea stage. At this stage, we are offered good ideas to help us to achieve greater financial success. The book is full of good ideas. It's what we do with them that makes all the difference. When we're at the idea stage of learning, we make the decision to either accept what's being given to us as a good idea or stubbornly reject it as a stupid idea. The moment we make the decision to open our mind and accept a good idea with enthusiasm, our top 20 star power is activated, moving us to the second stage of learning curve. On the other hand, making the decision to stubbornly judge and reject the idea as stupid automatically cuts us off from our star power, sabotages our future success, and keeps us trapped in bottom 80. Accepting a good idea can change our lives in a positive way forever. Some examples are using an opening statement, reconsulting with repeat guests, asking guests to buy retail, being our own referral sender out in the community, and guest planning. The second stage of the learning curve is called the BS stage. This is where the bad stuff hangs out and the bottom self gets triggered. It's part of the learning is messy. Anytime we're trying to learn something new, we're going to be awkward and clumsy at it. We may feel embarrassed, thinking people are watching us struggle. Many of us hate that bad, dorky, stupid feeling that comes with trying to take action on a new idea. Doing something for the first time makes us feel uncomfortable, irritated, and stressed out. This stage of learning is where our BS and their buddies, the influence, hang out. Influence stands for I don't feel like it days, and they can't wait to knock us off the road to success by taking us out of action on new ideas. Influence sound like this: I don't feel like working that hard today. I don't feel like talking to my guests about that stuff today. I don't feel like doing that stupid planning today. I don't feel like trying to sell retail today. I don't feel too good today. BS comes with learning anything new. Everyone who tries to learn new ideas has to go over the bridge and through BS. Feelings of confusion and frustration are normal experiences that we have just before we experience big ahas and success. If we quit at the BS stage, we will never reach top 20 success. Unfortunately, the BS stage of the learning curve is where many people give up and quit. The confusion and frustration that comes with not being able to do something right makes them feel stupid. As soon as they give up taking action on a good idea, they slide down the loop of limitation, hopelessly looking for a good idea that doesn't come with BS. Finding the next good idea, they start all over again and run right back into the BS stage. Many people spend their entire life circling the loop, not realizing that there is more BS in looping than there is in learning. How to break out of BS and avoid becoming a looper? Stop shaming and beating yourself up when you don't catch on right away. Stop blaming the idea or other people when you struggle with BS. Remember that going through the learning curve comes with BS. Make the decision to be patient, keep trying, and don't give up. Build the discipline and courage to disobey the influence. Surround yourself with encouragers and avoid the discouragers. Learning from your mistakes as you're breaking through the BS. The most dreadful word in the human vocabulary is the word stupid. Nothing traps us in financial scarcity more than the belief that we're stupid. Just because we don't catch on to new things quickly doesn't mean that we're stupid. The third stage in the learning curve is called the success stage. This is the place where continuous action on good ideas and the courage to disobey the influence pays off. When we achieve the success stage, we're rewarded with new skills of much higher levels of success and the self-confidence and satisfaction that comes with knowing we have broken through the BS. The ultimate reward for staying on the learning curve is not only what we get, but also what we become. We become top 20s and reveal the star qualities of courage, creativity, self-esteem, self-confidence, focus, and discipline. Star qualities that stay with us forever. Our commitment to continue breaking through the BS and staying on the learning curve guarantees a lifetime of developing our untapped potential, expressing more of our greater selves, and achieving higher levels of success. Time for action. What happens to you when you compare yourself to others? Give an example of a time when you stubbornly rejected an idea and how it cut you off from greater success. Give an example of a time when you willingly accepted an idea and experienced success by taking action. Make a list of good ideas from the lessons that you would be willing to take action on. As you pick up new ideas from the lessons, what BS might you face? What are some of the bad eyes you would say or think about yourself? What are you afraid might happen to you? Name an idea that you looped on. What can you do to avoid looping and make it through the BS stage? Every idea in these lessons are intended to encourage your lifelong quest to discover and become your top 20 true self. I hope you've become more courageous and self-confident, that you enjoy richer feelings of self-worth, and that you experience the extraordinary freedom that comes with having a great clientele. Thank you for joining us for e-learning with Jocie's Cosmetology School. This is a copyright of Summit Salon from the Over the Top Best Guest Practices of Top 20 Stylists. Thank you.